And hi, everybody, it's Tim Reyes, the Chief Investment Strategist here at Revere Asset Management, just before 4 o'clock on a Friday night. So very quickly, stock news, market levels before we begin. So look, I am on revereasset.com. And then if you go to Daily Market Insight, you will see this link hopefully you see this link in Daily Market Insight. If you don't, I'm including the link to this week's video podcast in the email you just received to get this video. Hopefully you get this by video. I mean, you get this video delivered to you by email. Some reason, sometimes it takes a while for our links to sync up on our website. I'm not sure why, but it does. And so this might be one of those days because I just went and checked and it's not there, but yet I have the link myself. So it's a little confusing, but anyway, I'm including this link in the email. If for some reason you're getting this on Twitter and you're like, Tim, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, just tweet me and I will send you the link to the show. This show, I swear to you, is the best show we've ever done. So we talk about options, trading around earnings options, your best options for earnings runs. I spend a lot of time talking about Netflix and strategy around Netflix and Tesla, and just there's a whole bunch in here that I think you're going to really enjoy and find valuable. If I was going to keep one of the video podcasts we've done recently as a way of trading, as a probabilistic mindset way to operate, it would be this podcast. I am really high on this podcast. I think there's a ton of value in here for you, and I highly encourage you to watch it. Had a lot of fun doing it. And if you want to get a hold of me anytime, not by the normal channels, just right here at TJ Razor. It's the easiest and quickest way to get a hold of me. Let me know you followed me on Twitter, and then you can message me. But if you want to do the traditional route, you can always email me, tim@revereasset.com. Here's the portfolio extraordinaire himself, Don at Revere Asset, and America's fiduciary right here, Danny Storton. And listen, stock owners, market lovers, if you like the strategies to which we espouse, which we discuss, especially the video podcast, and you want them done for yourself, it's really simple. We can do it for you. 855-732-5932. We would love to have you join the firm, join the family. It's a DocuSign formal way, and it's really not that hard. And I'm telling you, people are always surprised at how little it truly is. So 855-732-5932 is how you can have these strategies done for yourself. And a little secret around the stock nerd community, a lot of them, they trade with us, meaning they follow the trades, they do their own variations of our ideas. It's a lot of fun in hearing from stock nerds, especially on Twitter and through the email. So, but we're here for you this weekend. If you want to talk, have any questions, look, even if you just have questions, you have no intention to become a client, that's cool. We're the champion of the individual investor. So just call. You're never going to get hassled. You're never going to get harangued. We don't have salespeople. Just ask your question. We're here to help in any way possible. And we give you all of our content strategies for free. We don't expect anything. We just want you to be successful. That's it. Let's see here. Boy, do I have a lot to share with you. Do I have a lot to share with you? Where do I want to start? Look, I want to just keep on this chart here because you can't be surprised at some point next week when this chart triggers the pullback. You're in this territory now. This was the territory for the 1,800 point pullback in the Dow at the beginning of June, and you're there again. It's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be the severity of an 1,800 point pullback in the Dow, but you can't be surprised when it happens. Now, does it happen? Do the banks trigger it? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It matters that you know how to size appropriately. We cover all of this in the video podcast and in a lot more depth than what I've done with you here in these videos. I cover in great depth how to use the VIX futures timing in that video podcast, more so than I ever done with you here. And so I think you'll find that advantageous to you. Okay. And then look, I will share this with you. And I didn't get this to this in the video podcast. This Bollinger Band, look, if you close outside of this lower band and then back inside, that is a sell signal. Doesn't mean dump everything. Nothing means dump everything, but it just means normally that marks the interim high in indices up here, and a pullback will start as this starts to revert back to the mean, the algorithms kick in, and the selling consummates. that right? I think I said that right. Now, now, my friends, that doesn't mean, the world's ending. It'll be sold to you that way. It'll be sold that the market's going coronavirus news. Remember, it's first price then news, meaning that the news has to shape things that make sense around what happened in price, not the other way around. And so this is a beautiful weekly flat base that is formed in the S&Ps, okay? And so if you take that just a little step further and you come here and you'll get this S&P chart. We talked about this last night. This is a beautiful bullish chart. It's hard to argue with that. Does it resolve itself to the upside? I don't know. It may. I mean, it looks like it's on its way there. It's this beautiful 4-hour chart. I think it does. I mean, maybe Monday it starts out that way. Maybe, who knows, but I would look to see if this 3232 area gets challenged. You're at 3180. You're really not that far away. It's just a bullish chart. But then you come to say the NASDAQ, and is the NASDAQ extended off to 21? It sure is. And so, but we talked about this, and I go in depth into this into the podcast on the average true range charts. You get up to that third ATR. That's when I think you want to start. I think you can get up to this third ATR. But we'll see, like it's a market and anything can happen. Here's the Dow, and the Dow is really not doing, I mean, the Dow needs to come up and challenge this 200. I'm still short the Dow via DOG, and I'm still short the Russell via RWM. And so here you hit up 2%, you're still this far below the 200-day. These are really nice hedges for me. When it's up 2% like this, I'm glad I have so many good longs on that I'm happy with right now, that I'm happy to have these shorts on there, because when the down days hit, and you can see that, look at this trend line that's formed, right? You got to get above this trend line, and you probably will, but I've got enough longs, I think, to offset this. And so I find all of this interesting. And then what's even more interesting, like if you look at gold, and we've been talking about gold forever, it feels like. It's a bullish chart of gold, even just closed flat today, GLDM. I get into gold a little bit more in the video podcast, pulls back to the 8. That's a good spot right there. But this is what I think you really want to be concerned about, these bonds and what's happening with TLT and the relationship with the 10-year treasury and TNX. And so this was up over 4% today, almost 4.7% today. That's a big deal. But in the pre-market, it was as low as 5.73. It's a big deal. There's going to come a point where low yields matter again to the markets. And I think it just all kind of coincides. I think you'll see this yield break lower. I think you'll see the put call ratio break a little bit lower below this red line, the 10-day moving average right here, that blue line below that red line. And then I think you'll see this VX here close here. And then that probably will coincide with the VIX futures inverting. I think it all kind of happens in and around the same time frame, and that will be your signal. And you won't be like, if you catch all that and you can kind of put it together, you'll know what's going on, and you'll be able to take appropriate action if need be. Again, it doesn't mean you Katie by the door and close up shop and head for the hills. It's just, take it on a case by case basis. I mean, you've got so many variables coming up. It's options expiration next week, which is a really difficult week to trade. Okay. And so, because it's hard to be directional in the monthly options series, because it just is. There's so much premium sold by huge funds that it's just hard to be directional. It gets to be a choppy week. And then factor that in with Netflix earnings on Thursday night on the 16th. So it's the 16th, right? Yeah, the 16th. It's a really, and there are bank earnings, but the bank earnings the banks are hot garbage. So anyway, DPZ, love the breakout here, okay? And so we'll see how DPZ reports Thursday night. But if this is how we closed today and we reported earnings tomorrow, and tomorrow's a market day, I'd be holding DPZ, okay? And so I've got rules around earnings. I'll get into them in Monday's video, like what makes me hold. I didn't do it in the video podcast because I spent a ton of time with options and how to trade earnings and stocks around options, and had a really good time with that with you today. I spent some time with RNG, Ring today, Ring banana phone today, and it's so important what took place in Ring today. I need you to go watch that video podcast, and I go into great depths with the ATR charts and Ring to explain why this is a positive and how you've probably hit a point of entry. But remember, stock nerds, these videos are for your edification purposes only. They're never ever to be misconstrued as advice. If you want advice, if you need advice, to seek advice, 855-732-5932 is how you get a hold of us. And then let's come back here to the housing stocks here. MTH. What I'm doing is I'm covering stocks that I know I didn't cover in the video podcast. I love this chart of Meritage. Breaks out the day we have it to 6%, pulls all the way back 6% the next day, and now it's a 2% day today. It's a beautiful chart. And so, yeah, running around the last couple of days, but it's still a beautiful chart. And then the pairs trade that I have on with that is DR Horton. Love this chart. Love this chart. Really nice flat base developing here on the 4-hour chart. Super duper psyched about DR Horton. We'll see how that works out next week. And then bought Walmart yesterday towards the close. And I cover this in the video podcast, but I'll cover it with you here too. When you see flags like this forming, you want to, here we go, let me get the marker energized. You just want to be able to recognize the pennant when it forms. Start taking it down the smaller time frames, like 195 or even 78-minute chart. And so here's Thursday, and that's the pennant forming right there. So big day, and then if you want to see the inner workings of the pennant, and so shoom, 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 pushes this little bar, stops out every week shareholder. Now we're on a 78-minute chart, and then before you know it, Bob's your uncle, and away you go. And so that is, my friends. It's only a 2% movement. I don't know if I believe I told you this last night, that if it came down to Tesla and Walmart, and oh boy, Tesla. That's a beautiful flat base, and it's I would love to have that 10% today in Tesla. And I go into that FOMO and what I'm looking for in Tesla in the podcast this weekend. So hopefully you enjoy that. But I would love to have had this, and but I chose Walmart for a number of reasons. Still a solid trade, but not almost the 11% of Tesla. But then again, what is? And so, and then Netflix. If you missed it, what happened with Netflix today? Just a tremendous day at Netflix. Netflix breaks out. It's nuts. But you can see what Netflix is doing here along the way this week. Little formation. There was a longer formation. 2 bars here. And we're on 195 minutes, so 2 bars a day. And then here you go, breaking out. And so Netflix kicks off the FANG earnings on Thursday. So I spend a lot of time, let me put Netflix up here. I spent a lot of time with Netflix talking about the options, what options, like I bought some options, how it's okay to buy certain options, how it's okay, how to use the implied volatility to your advantage, how to use the expected move over here to your advantage. I spent a lot of time doing that. I purposely bought some things. Oh my gosh, how could I forget? And then I also, we're creating a new series, Stocks Under $10 for you, ZNGA. Gosh, how did I miss even talking? ZNGA. This is what we do towards the end of the show. Spend some time on stocks under $10, a whole new thing we're going to be doing for you. And I think you'll enjoy that as well. I did a sample trade for you in that you can take a look at, and hopefully that all helps. But what am I expecting for next week? Probably some strength in Monday. Maybe start out a little slow and then some strength, and then expect some chop. Maybe strength Monday, Tuesday, midweek shuffle low Wednesday, Thursday try to figure it out. Friday, Thursday night's earnings into Netflix, and then Friday it's the options expiration for the month, and it's the day after Netflix earnings. So if it's a runner, then you're looking at things like Amazon to run, and you're looking at things like Facebook to run, and you're looking at things like XLY to run. Oh, it's a nice looking chart. So hopefully, stock owners, market lovers, this all helps. Please, please, please let me know. Email me, call me, or tweet me. You get 3 ways to get a hold of me. If you can't find the video podcast that I'm talking about, it's the Your Money Video Podcast, 3rd week of July. If you can't find this link in my Twitter feed, you can't find this link on our website, it's not in your inbox, get a hold of me. You're going to want to watch this. So hopefully that helps, and I will see you at the next update.